Hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi, Jennifer. This is Brandon Ramey. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. I saw your text. Just wanted to call you up and see how I can help you out.
So I guess my brother-in-law was talking to you about us potentially selling our house.
Yes.
So I think some of the stats he gave you was wrong. I know he kind of threw it together.
Uh-huh.
But I was just wondering what you think we could get from our house
Okay.
based on the comps in the neighborhood.
Okay. And then what are the accurate stats that I have the right numbers to go off of?
2186 square feet,
Okay.
4 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Uh-huh.
It was a third car garage, but the last owners made the third car into an office.
Okay.
So it's technically 4 bedrooms, 2 baths plus an office.
Plus office. Okay.
Master bathroom is redone completely.
Nice.
Carpet was replaced a couple years ago, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
What else? There's a jacuzzi in the backyard.
Okay.
I don't think that matters though. So what else? Oh, the front and backyard have been re-landscaped with drought tolerant plants.
Great.
And there's a whole leave them. And there's a ton of fruit trees in the backyard.
Okay.
3 avocado trees.
Great.
Nectarine, apricot. I mean, there's just a ton.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're still kind of on the fence about moving because we would eventually we want to move to Idaho.
Okay.
But there's no jobs for me right here because I'm a nurse. I want to transfer.
Okay.
But there's no jobs at the hospital I'm looking at.
Okay.
So I was hoping to maybe list this house for like $915, $910.
Okay.
And, I just want to feel your thoughts on it.
Okay.
I don't want to waste your time.
No, so. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I definitely, I don't want to waste your time or mislead you in any way either. And I know, Russ, I don't know how much he shared with you about our experience that we had together when I represented him, but, I'm hopeful he said that, I'm straight to the point. I tell my clients what I believe, they need to hear, not what they want to hear necessarily, you know what I mean? And just, I don't believe in trying to mislead in any way. And some people will tell you, oh yeah, we can get you any dollar amount just to get your listing because they want their sign out there and they're just worried about trying to generate opportunities. And my whole goal is, if this is something that does make sense for all of us, to work together and do this, that number one, it's always about what's in your best interest, making sure that we net the most we can for the sale of the home, and doing it in the best way possible. So if that's what you're looking for, I'm more than happy to help out. And what did you have in mind just in terms of timing? I know you mentioned that you're still looking out there. How soon were you thinking you possibly would be interested in potentially putting your house up for sale?
Well, Phil, what do you think? How soon? He's asking how soon will we put the house up? We can't use the old pictures. We don't have. There's shit old pictures from when the last house sold. Here, I'm gonna have you talk to my husband. Hold on.
No problem.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing, Phil? Good. Good. Yeah. So just curious, just in terms of timing, what you had in mind, because typically what I would do is we would set up a first meeting where I could actually, see your home, see it in person, not just based off the pictures that are online, but see what you've actually done with the place and see how that compares to what's currently on the market and what else has been sold. Did you have a time in mind that you would be available, to do something like that?
Yeah, you can come over Saturday or even tomorrow if you just want to come by.
Okay. Well, let's, if we can, tomorrow, how early tomorrow would work for you? I have a morning meeting that's usually wrapped up by about 11:30. And then after that, I'm pretty good early afternoon. And then I have a dinner.
Just stop by whenever you're available.
Okay. Can we try, do you want to shoot around 1 o'clock if that would work?
Yeah, 1 o'clock works. That's fine. I'll be home at 1.
You want to do a little bit later than that?
Well, I just have to drop off the car at 11, so that should be fine.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll touch base with you around that time just to double check and make sure that time works. That way I can meet you in person, and then any questions that you have about just kind of what I do in terms of helping, figure it out, we can discuss that. I guess, do you got a few minutes just for a few questions to get an idea what it is that you're hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking more like 9, 10, and like we're not gonna settle anything less than 880.
Okay, so 880 would be the lowest, but 910 is where you're hoping to start at. And what is it, just in terms of getting the 910 price? What did you base that off of?
Just that one house across the street on, I guess, just literally right behind us. I think it's up for 920.
For 920.
And then the same square footage. It's kind of similar.
Okay, and it
backs up to the same street.
Do you know which street that was on? Because I tried to run a map search to see all the sales that popped up in the area, and I saw a couple that sold over 900, and the two that I saw were newer built, so they looked like they were custom, like in the late 80s, early 90s. I saw two properties like that. Do you remember which street that property was on?
I think Tennyson, somewhere. I think over there.
Right around Tennyson.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can find that one.
But the thing is, no matter even with the open houses, we wouldn't do an open house. I have never done an open house even with my last one because I just told the realtor what I wanted.
Okay.
And I would just have an appointment only.
Okay.
So that's why even with this one, it's like you could check out the pictures that are online from the old people that sold the house.
Right.
And I mean, and then now you can come and check it out and see what you think now what we've done.
Okay.
And because I don't really feel like fixing it up and like making it all look pretty from a bunch of nice pictures and stuff. If someone wants a house,
right,
they want the house, you know.
Right.
Regardless of all this nice. That's why to have a nice photographer coming up. You know what? If someone wants the cul-de-sac and wants this wildwood life, then that's what they want. So.
Right.
But now you could take a cool pictures of like my garden and like the avocado trees that I have. I can kind of spruce up the backyard, but like the whole house and everything. I mean, we keep it nice and clean and everything, but
nice.
Nothing other than the master bedroom has really been changed.
Okay.
Other than some new paint on the walls and stuff.
Right. Okay. No, that's helpful. So,
but that's why if you had like a client that just wanted to come over here and stop by and take a look at it,
right,
by all means, you know.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before tomorrow that would be helpful. You know, I guess just what would your expectations be in the agent that you're looking to hire? What are you hoping to find in an agent?
I mean, you honestly don't have to do much. I'm not honestly looking for much at all. You to write up some things, post it out there, get your name out there, and hopefully make a shit ton of money and not do much. Because that's what I wanted the last realtor, just to follow my directions and even told her what to write on the thing. Uh-huh. And it sold within 4 days.
That's nice. Yeah, it's an interesting market right now. The inventory is lighter right now because about 40% of the homes got pulled off the market with this whole COVID-19. So you're still ahead of everybody else, and that's more of my concern in terms of timing.
It's kind of jumping on this. And
right.
That's the whole thing is if this doesn't fly for, let's just say, 3 weeks and it doesn't sell, and you're going to ask me to lower the price or anything, I'm just going to pull it off the market. I don't need to sell it. I have a great job. I'm actually leaving all my friends and doing all this. So it's like, if it does sell, it's like it's a win-win, you know?
Right. Okay. No, that's, I appreciate you being up front, and I'm the same way as well. You know what I mean? Again, I don't want to waste.
So that's what my brother told me. So
waste your guys' time. But I definitely do know how to make sure that we make sure we market and expose it at the highest level. And that's where it's just based on what I'm seeing with the photos online. And then when I check the property out in person, I'll be able to let you know. But what's interesting is over 90% of the buyers that do find the home are finding it online. And so our photos online are more important than the open houses, which we wouldn't do open houses right now anyways with the whole COVID-19. So everything's by appointment only. We want to make sure that they're pre-approved, not a month ago, but recently, because jobs have been impacted by this whole COVID-19 stay-at-home order. And the last thing we want to do is have some looky-loo come through the property, you know,
honestly,
and open
I'm
it up.
looking for a cash buyer or someone that has money that wants to be around here, that, you know.
Right.
So.
Okay. Now that sounds good. So you know, and just like I shared with your brother when we listed his, and we started a little bit high on his as well. I'll give you exactly where I think the sweet spot is. And if you want to start, you know, like you mentioned about 910, 9 around that price point, we'll try it. We'll give it a shot. I just think realistically, just based on everything that I'm seeing on the closed homes, and I want to see if I can find that one at 920, because that 921 could change it. There was one that was recently listed at 950. It's over 3,000 square feet. A newer home, a little bit more
see,
off.
that's the whole thing is, even about those homes, no matter what, I would be just the person that put it on the market for 905.
Right.
And if, like my last house, I sold it for people who thought we're not going to get that much for it, and then ended up selling.
And you got it.
For this.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it happens. And believe me, I love having the top sales in the area. I've done it multiple times where we got 40,000 higher than the highest comp. You know, even when we sold your brother's place, the two most recent sales that were model matches were almost 40,000 under what we got. So we pushed it and we had the patience. And as long as you have the time and the patience for it, we can ride it out. With the rates being as low as they are right now, once you start getting up to the higher price points, you have jumbo loans that are a little bit more expensive than your loan balances that are under 510,000. But with that being said, there's still quite a bit of activity that's happening under 1.1, 1.2 million. Once you start going higher than 1.2 million, the buyers start dropping off quite a bit. So in terms of timing, sooner the better. In terms of trying to get it on.
At this, the sooner better. Yeah. So that's why I even want you to come and check it out, because it's either yay or nay. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll be ready for tomorrow, and then check your place out. And then what I do after I see it is I'll put one final analysis together and put it together for you guys and see what you think. If it makes sense, we'll get things rolling. It sounds like, I mean, could this be something as early as next week? Potentially trying to get it on the MLS and open it up and see what we get.
I mean, if I'm going to do it, yes, I would do it next week.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Do you have any questions for me before I get out there?
No, nothing.
Okay, great. Well, if there's anything else, yeah, this is my cell, so feel free to reach out to me at any time. And then otherwise, I'll look forward to seeing you, and both you and your wife will be there tomorrow at 1.
Awesome. Good deal.
Awesome. All right. Well, pleasure speaking with you, and look forward to meeting you soon.
See you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.